The first month of the 2017 season ends more than 7,000 feet above sea level in Laramie, Wyoming, where today the Texas State Bobcats look to snap a 3-game losing streak and take some much-needed momentum into conference play. That could be easier said than done as the Cats take on the Wyoming Cowboys and their star quarterback Josh Allen, who's still looking for his first breakout game of the season. On first down, Williams throws, middle, has a receiver, Gabe Schrade leaps up and makes a grab at the Cowboy 40-yard line. What a strike from Damian Williams. 4 wide for Williams. It is a draw. Running right, Taylor, 20, angling left, tackled by Winger, but not before he picks up the first down to the 14-yard line. Snap to Allen, hands off to Woods, running left, and he is dropped. Ball stripped by Stephon Johnson, picked up by A.J. Krawczyk, and he's running near sideline, inside of midfield, inside the 40-yard line, down to 33. How about Stephon Johnson ripping the ball loose? A.J. Krawczyk has got it, and the Bobcats are in business. Snap to Williams, play fake. Protection standing strong, pass middle, caught inside the 15-yard line, Elijah Rogers. And here again is the walk-on kicker this week, Foster Hilborn, to attempt from about 20 yards out. Snap to Sherman, set down, the kick is up by Hilborn, and the Bobcats are on the board. First and 10 for the Bobcat 48, play fake, Allen pressured, steps up, and down he goes. Back at his own 47-yard line. Snap to Smith, here's a rush, trying to set up a screen, pass is caught, Overstreet, room to run, 40, 35, 30, breaking a tackle, and down to the 22-yard line. One man in the backfield, Overstreet, play fake to him, pressure for Allen, pass towards the end zone, caught. On the short right corner, touchdown, C.J. Johnson. Williams so far passing 4 of 8, 53 yards on first down, looking to throw, and looking for Haydel, who falls down. Picked off by Gafford, 20, 15, 10, dives, end zone, touchdown Wyoming. Snap to the quarterback, play fake, throwing end zone for Elijah King, who makes the catch for the touchdown. A swing of the right leg, end goal for in kick between the hashes, and now fielded at the 6, running left to the 15 to the 20, breaking a tackle, running left 35, 40, he's gone. The second time in 2 weeks, Tyler Hall has taken a kickoff back from touchdown, no flags. Out of the shotgun, Allen takes a snap, play fake, good protection, stands up and throws, pass caught by C.J. Johnson, fights by Anthony Taylor into the end zone, touchdown Wyoming.
He's a great player, he has a big arm, he made a lot of smart reads, escaped the pocket when he needed to, so he played a great game.
At their own 33-yard line, back to the dive behind the quarterback. Allen turns, gives to Woods up the middle. London right on cue, makes a stop, forces him back at the 34-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down and inside of a yard to go, and the Cowboys will punt the ball back. Play fake for Williams, bootlegs right, steps up, ball stripped away by the defender who will walk in for a touchdown. What a play by Logan Wilson, and the avalanche in the mountains continues. Snap to Jones to the passing down, 4-man rush. Willie steps up and throws deep, has a receiver. White makes the catch inside of midfield, down to the Cowboy 46-yard line. What a throw by Willie Jones. Out of the gun, snap is back, 4-man rush. Wyoming, here's a late blitz. Jones steps up, pump fake, evades one tackler and a second, running inside the 25, inside the 20, slips a tackle and down to the 14-yard line. Here's a snap, the set down, the kick is up to the uprights, the line drive kick had no chance. And just as it was 6 years ago, the Cowboys have beaten the Bobcats by a final score of 45-10 here in Laramie, Wyoming.
The Texas State Bobcat football season is presented by H-E-B.
Welcome to the Brown Ranch in Beeville, Texas, where 5 generations of the Brown family have raised cattle since 1924. We're dedicated to doing things the old-fashioned way, allowing cattle to graze freely, and we handle our cattle horseback to minimize stress.
At H-E-B, we love working with local Texas ranchers like the Brown family. They do things right and always put quality first, which is one of the reasons why we're the #1 beef seller in Texas.
This is the local Texas Beef Department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the Crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the Crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
I'm sorry, what? Pit of misery, dilly dilly! Dilly dilly!
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
What do I like about Texas State?
People watching on the quad.
I love that we can express ourselves.
Our campus is so beautiful. Bobcat football, the glass bottom boat.
Our professors are amazing.
When I see Old Main, I know I'm home.
We're the only university in Texas to graduate a U.S. president.
Downtown San Marcos is practically on campus.
Our Tech Library. Soapbox Derby.
I'm doing amazing research.
I'm definitely jumping in the river at graduation.
I'm just proud to be a Bobcat.
Can I say all my favorite things?
Our goal now is to try to transform the players in our program into a better football program, a better football team. An accountability level that's off the charts. I think the ball game Saturday was a matter of 4, 5, 6 plays in the ball game. A little bit like the week before, momentum. When it goes against you, you've got to be a really good football team to turn it back, and we weren't that Saturday. You have a receiver fall down on a comeback route, and the ball goes right to the defensive back's hands for a touchdown. You have a quarterback that loses the ball, gets it taken right out of his hands. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. That one goes in the book. And then you give up a kickoff return where you got people in place, but they play the wrong leverage. You take those 3 plays, you take the strip of the quarterback and the ball laying there, we don't get it. You take the strip we do get, and we not quite fast enough to score. So you got 5 or 6 plays in the ball game, and I think that's a different ball game because I think our kids played hard. That's the key. So we've put this one behind us and kind of learned from some of those 4 or 5 plays that happened in the ball game, and hopefully that'll help us as we move into conference play. I think every one of our ball games has given us an opportunity to kind of evaluate and look and see where we are, and the things that go along with playing that schedule in the first 5 boys. You want to come out healthy, and we lose 2 guys that are pretty valuable to our team, but it allows some guys behind them to play and get some experience. So hopefully we're ready and prepared to go with the challenge of playing the conference schedule this before us. So, and I think those first 5 games helped us. Well, a big challenge because Derek Gore is a very talented running back, and I think they're pretty good up front. I think they've got some talented guys. Frank Sutton is one of my favorite offensive linemen to watch on tape. Because he plays with a nasty demeanor and he's athletic, and I really like watching him. When I watch other people's tape, I always pick 2 or 3 guys I like to watch on the other team. He's one of my favorite guys because I think he plays hard all the time. So, yeah, they want to try to establish the run. They got a very talented quarterback in Evans and Gore, and they'll put Green back there, let him run it. So they'll put all those guys back there. Everybody gets a chance to touch the ball in an offense. It's a little bit like our offense and a little bit like App State's offense. So it'll be a challenge for us, but I think that's the number one thing we always talk about on defense. How do you go stop the run first?
I feel like they're going to show up every play, and they're not going to wait. They're going to bring it to us, and so we have to be ready for that, and we got to strike first. I know, especially Gore, he's a big back. He's going to try to run downhill. We got to be prepared for that, and we got to try to maintain the quarterback because he's mobile.
The way we watch football has changed dramatically over the years. No longer are we limited to watching games on national network television or only 3 or 4 games on any given Saturday. Today, we can watch as many games as we want, how we want, even on our phones. With so many options out there available, including Facebook Live this past Saturday for the Bobcats game at Wyoming, here's more on how Texas State decides how and where to broadcast Texas State football.
So we're lucky enough, Sun Belt Conference has a great relationship with ESPN. All of our games are broadcast on some ESPN platform, whether it's ESPN3, ESPN2, ESPNU, any of the above. ESPN has the option to choose which games they want to be on their televised platforms, and everything else is rolled into ESPN3. This group, Stadium Sports, has teamed up with the Mountain West Conference. They've started broadcasting games on Facebook Live. So it was a unique opportunity for our team this week to go out and perform in front of a different audience that might typically get to see the games. I think the Facebook Live platform is really cool because you have the opportunity to be able to chat with other people who are watching. You can actually see the number of viewers who are watching it real time, different reactions. You can like things that are happening or things that the announcers are saying. But then at the same time, if you don't want those, you can turn it off and don't have to participate in that. Last year we hosted the College Invitational Tournament for basketball, hosted 3 rounds of that. All 3 rounds were on Facebook Live, so we got a chance kind of in-house to experience what it's like to broadcast on that. And again, it's only grown since we've done that, and it's gotten more exciting. More people seem to be looking at using it, so I think it's a really exciting opportunity. So all of our athletic events are streamed in-house on our website. You can sign up and pay for it to watch throughout the year. So adding Facebook Live into that mix, can provide an opportunity for fans to get to watch our events for free.
The game this Saturday against ULM will stream live on ESPN3, which of course you can watch on this little guide. But of course, the best view in the house is right inside Bobcat Stadium. Kickoff is at 2 o'clock. I'm Brant Freeman, and we'll be right back with more of The Path, Texas State football.
Some beers have a lot of ingredients, a lot of different ingredients. Our beer is brewed with 4 essential ingredients: barley, rice, water, and hops. Here's to the beer you can always count on, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
What do I like about Texas State?
People watching on the quad.
I love that we can express ourselves.
Our campus is so beautiful. Bobcat football. The glass bottom boat.
Our professors are amazing. When I see Old Main, I know I'm home.
We're the only university in Texas to graduate a U.S. president.
Downtown San Marcos is practically on campus.
Our Peck Library. Soapbox Derby.
I'm doing amazing research.
I'm definitely jumping in the river at graduation.
I'm just proud to be a Bobcat.
Can I say all my favorite things?
They're tenacious, driven, and honestly, I think they're fun. Their energy level is great. Their energy level is great, and like I said, it's thinking at the same pace, the same ideas, and they've got to be together. We have some finishers. They've just got some innate ability to know when to hit it and know how to finish. So I'm excited about the firepower.
A football player's body is his temple, and not just one built in the weight room or on the practice field. And sometimes the most valuable tool isn't always a set of dumbbells or a pair of shoulder pads. Sometimes it's simply a knife and fork. Here's more on the importance of nutrition within the Texas State football program.
As a sports dietitian, it's my job to educate our student athletes on how to fuel themselves appropriately for performance, for competition, training. As a part-time employee, I'm not able to fulfill as many roles as I previously have at other institutions, but certainly I'm able to meet with our student athletes one-on-one on a by request basis, as well as doing team talks for teams as they're requested by their coaches and training staff. When the training demand changes, the nutrient need changes as well. So let's take football, for example. example, and think about being in August, we can start in preseason training, where they're training 2 times a day, depleting that muscle tank and needing to replete it. You have to go into a training session with a full tank of carbohydrate, sometimes fueling with carbohydrate during the training session, which can easily come in a liquid form, such as a sports drink or Powerade, and then refueling with a meal post-workout. A lot of times a protein shake actually contains carbohydrate as well to begin muscle protein synthesis and carbohydrate recovery, and then send an athlete to a meal within a couple hours. The amount of carbohydrate needed on a plate during a football preseason is about half of their plate, where I always tell the guys like at least 2 fists worth, that the larger guys have bigger fists and the smaller guys have smaller fists, and that's fantastic because they can use it as their own measuring tool and think about how should their plate be designed.
The first and foremost is we sit down with the coaching staff. I think after I've seen all the kids, I've met the kids in recruiting, but when you get them in a weight room, it's kind of a different animal. I get to see them from a little bit of a different perspective. And so having those kids with me in the weight room, I can kind of see what size they are and kind of what they should be. Every kid has kind of a body type that you can tell what kind of weight he can put on. If you can put on good weight, bad weight, all that kind of stuff. So we look at that, and then I'll take those initial numbers up to the staff, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what we think a kid can weigh, and it'll be a discussion about where a kid is right now currently, what's a goal we can have for this season, what's an end goal. So when you get that kid that you want to be 300 pounds, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be something that just happens in a month or two. Especially when we have kids that come in and weigh 260, 270 pounds, that's 30 pounds they have to put on. You don't want them to put on 30 pounds of fat, so it's going to be a long-term process. And you're going to go in stages. We're going to give them small goals to accomplish as we move through the cycle to try to get to our end game of where we want them to be.
Oftentimes an athlete in high school does not think of their food as fuel, and especially when they reach a Division I collegiate level and they've eaten a certain way their whole life and have been able to play collegiate athletics at the highest level at Division I. So if an athlete continues to eat the way that got them here, sometimes the challenges that they can face is that they're training now at a different level than what they've ever asked of their body. And they're no longer a big fish in a little pond. They're a little fish in a big pond. And to be able to keep up at this level, they need to fuel their bodies in a way that allows them to optimize their performance. And that's really the difference, is that performance nutrition allows an athlete to optimize their performance and get from their body what their God-given talent was meant to have.
Once we get into the season, there's so much stuff going on. It's about trying to maintain. Some guys are still trying to grow, and we're going to utilize that time to grow, but it's not my focus at that time. My focus at that time is making sure they're prepared to play at the weight they're prepared to play at. Trying to maintain that, maybe gain just a little bit here and there, but it's not just a wholesale pushing towards that end goal that we were talking about earlier. It's really about just trying to, I hate to say the word maintain, but that's really what it becomes, because there's so many demands placed on them at that point in time. Now, the other thing that happens a lot is you have pregame nutrition and all those kinds of things, and hydration. That becomes a huge part of what we do, right? So that stuff becomes incredibly crucial, and what people don't think about is stuff like hydration is part of nutrition. It's not just a side piece. It sits by itself. It's all part of the same deal.
Our goal now is to try to transform the players in our program into a better football program, a better football team. An accountability level that's off the charts.
You can be right here.
Let's go right here. Yeah, you are tripping. Here we go, ready? Here we go, load up, get there, ready. Hey, I would get my eyes on this guy. If it were me, that's what I would do. Here we go, set, hit. That's it, not bad, we gotta get a little bit better at that. Here we go, let's go Hal, win your job back. Let's go, ready, set, hit. Good, that's it, that's not bad. Let's go, John, not bad, John. Now, you can't get ahead of yourself. See, getting a little bit on top of yourself, okay? Gotta keep a good square base and bend at the waist, all right? Here we go, ready, set, hit. Not bad, Hal, that's pretty good, Hal. I wish I'd see that from you, man. I wish I'd see that from you every time. You better work to keep that job now, okay? So, know what you're doing, get your stance right and all that kind of stuff. Make your blocks. We're gonna make it hard on you, okay? Make it hard on you. I want you to keep that job. Now, rushing likes going in drills, but they don't like going in real life. So, let's go, +2. Let's go, +2. Come on, +2. Crown looks like it hurts. Easy's offsides. Easy, watch your head. Come on! Here we go, threes. Hey, John, communicate faster. Who you got, okay? All right, kick the ball. Here we go. One's up. Let's go, one's up. Hurry up. I ain't got a lot of time. Let's go. Hurry up. We got 4 minutes, man. Let's get this thing off. Here we go. To the hip. Boom, get your pads down, Binky. To the hip. You're coming up too high too early. Make contact, run and go. Here we go, ready. To the hip. There we go, not bad now. Come on, man. Let's go. Freaking get a little punch to it now. No, not bad, but you still want to get your feet all wide, run all side, downhill.
Hey Bobcats, make sure to show your love and follow the Bobcats on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and their YouTube channel.
Show off your tailgating skills and team pride, and you could win a $100 HEB gift card and bragging rights. To participate, all you have to do is show your team spirit by decking out your tailgate site and displaying HEB products in a creative way.
What do I like about Texas State? I love that we're close to Austin and San Antonio.
The observatory, great stargazer.
Our Tech Library.
Our professors are amazing.
Our round theater building.
People watching on the quad.
We're the only university in Texas to graduate a U.S. president.
Our campus is so beautiful. I love our flexible class schedules.
Saving turtles at the Turtle Crossing.
Downtown San Marcos is practically on campus.
The new labs at Star Park.
I love that we can express ourselves. Grabbing lunch at Jones.
Bobcat football. The Glass Bottom Boat.
Soapbox Derby.
I'm doing amazing research.
I love the squirrels around campus.
I love exploring new ideas at Common Experience.
When I see Old Main, I know I'm home.
The courtyard at Taylor Murphy.
I love our student art galleries.
Climbing the rock wall at the rec center.
I'm definitely jumping in the river at graduation.
I'm just proud to be a Bobcat.
Can I say all my favorite things?
The Bobcats are finished with non-conference play. From here on out, it's all Sunbelt opposition, and that stretch starts this Saturday when the Bobcats take on the ULM Warhawks, a team that is 2-2 in the season and 2-0 in Sunbelt Conference play. For more on the Warhawks, we're joined by ULM radio broadcaster Nick White. And Nick, we said it, the Warhawks out to a 2-0 start to Sunbelt play, and those two wins, pretty exciting. 100 points combined for the Warhawks in those victories, including a double overtime win over the rival Raging Cajuns. Does it feel as if right now ULM's program is starting to turn that corner?
Yes and no. I think we'd all feel a lot better about one. Got to take the win. I mean, we're so happy to have these last two wins, and yet in both of those games, we should have really closed those things out to where they shouldn't have been as close as they actually were. But the positive is we found a way to win both of them. And so there's no doubt this program is light years ahead of where it was, at this time last year and even whenever Coach V took over back in December of 2015. So the progress is moving upward. Great coaching staff, still such a young football team that's still, trying to learn their way around and how to be a Division I football team. But if you would have told me, and of course this is outside of losing the Florida State game because of the hurricane, that we'd go into this game at 2-2, I'd take it with the schedule that we've had. So really excited. Now we turn the calendar to October and really just a lot of conference games left to play.
Nick, one of the best performances by a Sunbelt quarterback this season came 2 weeks ago from Caleb Evans in that double overtime win over the Cajuns. Nearly 500 yards of total offense, accounting for 6 touchdowns, 5 on the ground. Just how much fun has he been to watch?
Well, it's been great, and of course, in the first 2 ball games, he and Garrett Smith split time, and Caleb got the start against ULL, and he just has not looked back. And really, what I think it gets overlooked from that ULL performance, he was outstanding on the ground, but he was equally impressive through the air. Threw for over 300 yards in that football game. I believe only had 6 incompletions. His quarterback rating was through the charts, and so he got Sunbelt Conference Player of the Week honors for that week, a lot of it because of his rushing. But, man, what he did through the air was equally impressive. Now, Coastal Carolina did a good job shutting him down this past weekend in the running game, but he still had a pretty good game as far as passing. And this is what Coach V and them, they wanted to do. They wanted to go on and settle on a guy to be their quarterback, be their starting quarterback. And so I think that you're not looking over your shoulder. You kind of got that role now. And I think, the past 2 games, he's really taken that ball and ran with it.
Nick, on the topic of playmakers, how about Marcus Green, ULM's top receiver, punt returner, and kick returner? He took a kick back for a touchdown this past Saturday against Coastal Carolina. Just how valuable is he for the Warhawks?
Oh, he's a great athlete. And look, I've had the pleasure of watching this kid play over the years, and each year he seems to be more and more impressive. And Sunbelt Conference Special Teams Player of the Week after that kick return for a touchdown. So, that was such a big spark for this football team this past week in an area where, honestly, special teams has been a trouble point for ULM in recent history. But to see him get a kick return and then what he's doing in the receiving game, plus you got to account for him in the running game as well. They'll run some jet sweeps. They'll run some reverses with him in there. No doubt he's one of the catalysts there in the passing game.
Nick, you've mentioned Coach V several times, of course, alluding to ULM head coach Matt Viatar, who is known for an aggressive style of defense at McNeese State. Are you seeing a similar style right now in defense at ULM?
Yes, and yet, the defensive numbers, quite honestly, are not good right now. But, we still got to look at this team as a whole is still so young, and in particular on the defensive side of the football. So they're going to be aggressive. And really, you go back to the ULL game, probably our aggressiveness is probably what allowed them to get back in the game in some of those late situations. They really brought the house, tried to put pressure, had a chance to get their quarterback in the backfield on a number of times late in that football game, and they were able to break out and be able to get the plays. But I think they're going to keep going at them, and that's kind of their MO. They're going to stick with it and try to put the pressure out there and try to be as aggressive as possible.
Let's talk now about the matchup between the Bobcats and the Warhawks over the past 4 years. These 2 teams have split the series. ULM won the game a year ago, 40-34 in Monroe. We've seen some pretty competitive football between the Cats and Warhawks. Do you think we're going to see the same thing come Saturday?
Yes, I fully expect that. Since Texas State has come into the Sun Belt, these games have been, close football games. And even the one 2 years ago was a close ball game until late on a Thursday night down there. So I fully expect that. I have a lot of respect for Coach Withers. I know that this staff at ULM has a lot of respect, especially because they have similar paths coming from the FCS ranks. And so, I think these are 2 programs that we can look at, what's going on this year. And certainly, we all want more wins. I want more wins for Texas State, and they're going to come. I think the best days are ahead for both these football programs. So, and I expect another great game this Saturday.
Thanks again to Nick, and that will do it for this week's episode. I'm Brant Freeman, reminding you to trust the path. We'll see you next time.